Welcome to Football Friday Night, round 2 of the postseason. 21 of our West Central Ohio teams are still alive across 17 games in all 7 divisions.
That includes Lima Senior in Division 2. The Spartans made the trip south to Trotwood Madison.
Now it's the first ever meeting in football between these two schools. Lima Senior, they're coming off a dominant win over Aiken, while the Trotwood Madison Rams had a first-round bye. And this Madison team, they came to play just over 2 minutes into the game, and this 55-yard touchdown run has Trotwood Madison up 16-0 already. It's now 24-0 in the second quarter, but Lima Senior's driving. Janice Hall drops back and finds a cutting Jeff Williams. And look at the spin move from the sophomore. Spartans are on the board, and then look at Williams in the second half. Hopefully a lot more of him in the future for Lima Senior. Right here, watch him break a tackle, pick up some extra yardage, and you think he's about to go down right here, but he's not. Keeps going. Spartans would eventually score, but the Trotwood Madison offense kept going as well. Lima Senior falls 55-12 to see their season end at 9-3 overall with a Toledo City Athletic League championship.
Meanwhile, in Division 1, Findlay is at home taking on the 7-4 Wayne Warriors from Huber Heights. We start off in the first quarter. Isaiah Thompson takes it right up the middle for the opening score. Wayne goes up 7-0. The Trojans look to respond. Riley Corcos takes a deep shot, but the pass is picked off by the Warriors. Let's fast forward this just a little bit. It ends up being a huge return deep into Findlay's territory. We skip ahead to the second quarter. Kyle Graham lets it fly, but here's Alex Gonzalez jumping the route. That's an INT, and the Trojans take over, but Findlay's season comes to an end with a 34-10 loss.
All right, Division 3 we go. 2 of the Western Buckeye League's finest, undefeated and fresh off of a bye week. Wapak hosting Shawnee. Wapak starts us off in the first quarter. Caleb Moyer going to the air. The senior finds senior receiver Caden Page, who knows you got to get up to get down. First down at the 2-yard line. Moyer would punch it in the next play. Redskins lead 6-0 after the missed extra point. Under 4 minutes to play in the second now after his Shawnee field goal. Wapak has the ball at the Indians 2. Moyer takes the snap and finds the Ohio commit Page in for the score. Redskins lead 13-3. 2 minutes still on the clock in the second, and Wapak strikes again. Moyer launches down the seam, and who else? Caden Page, 24-yard pitch and catch. Wapak's up 20-3, but Shawnee responds. J.J. Spiker can't find anyone, so he's going to keep this football himself. Cuts back across the field. He is eventually brought down in Wapakoneta territory, and he would pay off that long play later in the drive, taking the snap here from the 3-yard line and fighting his way into pay dirt. Shawnee would bring it back to a 1-score game, only for Wapak to open it right back up. Redskins score the final 21 points to win it 41-16. Up next, Toledo Central Catholic. Now, on the other end of the Region 10 bracket, St. Mary's at Medina Buckeye, and the Rough Riders couldn't get the offense going against the undefeated 1 seed, a 26-0 final score.
Now in Division 4, Bath is back in action after a bye week. They hosted 8-3 Bellevue. Wildcats are trying to get back into the win column after their 5-game win streak was snapped by Wapak. In the second half, Bellevue is down by 7. They're trying to get on the board, but not if L.J. Davenport has anything to say about that. The senior comes out of nowhere for the sack, and the Wildcats force a 3-and-out. And the Wildcats begin to cook. Zach Welsh will take it himself. That's a gain of 19 yards by the senior, and Bath is now in the red zone. Later in the drive, Welsh continues to use his legs. He dodges one tackle and another, and the senior brings the pigskin all the way to the 4-yard line. Then moments later, Welsh hands it off to Mikey Hale, and Hale crosses the goal line. That's a touchdown for the Wildcats. They lead 14-0. And Bath continues to add on. Welsh to Daniel Cole, and Cole makes the man miss, and he's going straight to the end zone. Bath wins 21-0. They will now play number 1 seed Shelby in Week 13.
All right, Division 5 we go. Our Indian Lake Lakers at home against Preble Shawnee. The Arrows come in at 10-1. Lakers come in at 8-2. Now, Lakers driving down the field after the opening kickoff. Brody Reisinger comes down with this ball in the end zone, way across the field. It's 7-0. Just over a minute left to go in the first. Preble Shawnee quarterback Brody Morton keeps it, ties us up at 7, but about a minute left to go in the half. Preble Shawnee threatening again, but it's intercepted in the end zone by the Lakers' Noah Shirk. Threat neutralized, and we go into the half tied at 7. Third quarter now. Lakers get a drive together, a quarterback keeper. for Brady Galladay, and he will fight his way into the red zone. And then a couple of plays later as he drags some defenders, Galladay will find Reisinger again, this time at the goal line. That makes it 14-7. Lakers add a field goal, and they hold on to win it 17-14. They are headed to the regional semifinals against Cincinnati Marymount. Elsewhere in Division 5, 11-0 Liberty Benton on the road at 8-2 Norwayne, and we have a 38-0 blowout. Next up for the Eagles, a very familiar foe, the undefeated Liberty Center Tigers. All right, we've reached our first break. Coming up, we go to Division 7, highlighted by the NWC and, of course, the MAC. Highlights and scores straight ahead.
Watching Football Friday Night!
Welcome back to Football Friday Night. The week 2 of the playoffs is really getting underway, and we turn to a very West Central Ohio loaded Division 7.
Of course, Adam, over at Spartan Stadium, Lima Central Catholic is fresh off a bye week. Now they welcome in the Eden Bombers in our Spotlight game of the week.
Tonight's Football Friday Night Spotlight game is brought to you by Citizens National Bank.
The T-Birds are 9-1, while the Eden Bombers are 9-2. LCC has opened up postseason play with a win in each of the last 5 seasons. 8 seconds into the game, LCC strikes first. Brady Parker drops back and fires a beauty to Michael Quatman. That's a 47-yard strike, and the T-Birds lead 7-0. Later in the quarter, Carter Lester gets the handoff. He gets into the end zone with ease. LCC goes up 14-0. The T-Birds are now up by 7. Parker decides to air one out. On the other end is Quatman. That's a gain of 39 yards for LCC, and they're ready for another score. Parker to Lester. Number 21 will make it a 21-7 ball game. And the T-Birds are not done yet, folks. Parker finds Quatman once more, and the junior adds on 6 more. LCC wins 49-7. They play the winner of our next game.
Boy, do they. Staying in Region 26, Columbus Grove hosting Gibsonburg. Winner gets Lima Central Catholic next week. We'll start in the second. Grove already up a score. Landon Best will take the snap and take it himself. He meets a couple of defenders near the end zone, but powers through to secure the team's second touchdown of the game. Next drive, Best wants to show off his throwing game. He lets one sail to the left side of the field and finds Trevin Baxter with nobody around. 21-0 for the Bulldogs going into the half. But on the first drive out of the break, the Golden Bears showing off their claws. Aiden Morant gets the handoff, gets a couple of good blocks on his way to the end zone. The Bears still look alive in this one, but it won't last very long. Late in the fourth, Gavin Barraza takes the handoff right up the gut through the defense to the promised land. It's a 20-point lead, and to seal the deal on the ensuing Gibsonburg drive, they look to pass, but they find Best on the throw. Bulldogs win 28-8. We get what we were wishing for, an NWC rematch, Grove and LCC. Dwayne.
Just for you stat people at home, 10-1, Lehman Catholic is averaging 47 points per game. Of course, comparing that to Marion Local's defense, who gives up an average of 7 points a night, meaning something has to give tonight, right?
I love stats to win.
Three Rivers Conference meets the MAC tonight as the Flyers, fresh off their first round bye, welcome in the Cavaliers. We pick up action in the third quarter. Marion Local up big, 35-6. Brennan Hess rolls out to his right and connects with his man, Braden Mesher, for the first down. That leads us to a 5-yard rush up the middle by Camden Eifert. Flyers extend their lead 42-6. But Lehman Catholic won't go down without a fight. Turner Lachey launches one down the field and into the arms of Gus Richard on the explosive play. That sets up the Cavaliers perfectly for the 10-yard touchdown pass to Michael Rowley. But it was Marion Local from start to finish. The final score, Flyers 42-12. They will now face full recovery in a MAC showdown next Friday.
Well, Dwayne spoiled it. Fort Recovery is a 38-6 winner over Beaver Eastern. The Flyers won in the regular season in this matchup 41-7.
Let's keep it going. Two MAC foes meet again with New Bremen taking on St. Henry. The Redskins won the last matchup back in Week 9, 20-0. Cardinals come out swinging on their first drive. Gavin Dickey, or should I say Mr. I can do it all by myself, takes it 39 yards on the quarterback keeper, untouched to the house to give New Bremen an early touchdown lead. But St. Henry would have a response on their following drive. Charlie Whirling says, anything you can do, I can do better. The senior goes 28 yards on 4th and 1. That ties things up at 1. Taking us into the second quarter, where Whirling will find the end zone for the second time tonight, this time being the game's decider. As St. Henry wins this one 14-7, they will now play host to Cedarville next Friday.
All right, it's time for our final break. Coming up, we'll finish up Division 7 and move on to Division 6. Highlights and scores coming up. Welcome back to Football Friday night for the final time. We're finishing up in Division 7. The Leipzig Vikings open their playoffs tonight. After a bye last week, Leipzig faces Sycamore Mohawk. Leipzig is 9-1, Mohawk is 9-2. Vikings get back to action on their own gridiron tonight. Now we start things off in the hands of Leipzig quarterback Mark Kirkendall, who tosses this one up as we build the drama. He's going to find one of his playmakers, Avery Paris, in the end zone. They're on the board first. Failed two-point conversion makes it 6-0. Mohawks start putting something together, but Avery Paris makes another play on defense this time, taking his INT back to about midfield. And the Avery Paris show continues, guys. Watch this. He wants a cycle tonight. This is a punt return for a score to add to his tally. So that's offense, defense, and special teams if you're keeping track at home. 14-0 after a successful two-point conversion. Now, a blocked punt puts the Mohawks on the board 14-7, but quickly responding back, finding the end zone in a hurry. Mark Kirkendall connecting with Aaron Hazelton for another 6 points. Leipzig pulls away a 36-7 final score. They are moving on against the winner of our next game.
We have a battle between former BVC foes. Pandora Gilboa takes on the undefeated North Baltimore Tigers. In the second quarter, Brody Walter takes the handoff. That's a 17-yard touchdown score for the Tigers. They now trail 35-20. Later on, Corey Gurdon connects with Braden Ferguson. He makes the defenders miss with a 25-yard catch-and-run touchdown. And later on, Gurdon decides to link up with fellow senior Chase Meyer. He's going all the way home for the score. In the end, Rockets win 63-42. They'll play their Putnam County foe, Leipzig, in Week 13.
Winners of their last 3 games, the Anna Rockets taking on the Mechanicsburg Indians. All right, here we go. Here is Anna's Kayla Hoying picking off Conley Bogar. And Tony, can you finish this for me? Will he go all the way?
Yes, he will.
The junior gets the pick 6 for the Rockets. What a play by the junior right there. Anna now with the ball. Logan Ziegenbusch, QB keeper to the crib. The Rockets take the lead right there. As Anna wins tonight, 46-12. They will play Springfield Northeastern next week.
Wrapping up D6, Paulding's historic season continues. Panthers win 14-10 over Fairview. They are 11-0 and will face a Cary team who upset top-seeded Margaretta tonight. And Coldwater dominates St. Bernard. Elmwood plays 38-0. Cavs now travel to 1 seed 11-0 Tri-Village. And that will do it for Football Friday night. Cavaliers posted 148 points tonight in their win over Washington, the 3rd most ever in a regular season game. Now on Saturday, we'll have you covered for St. Henry State Championship Volleyball, their match against Newark Catholic, highlights and post-game interviews from Wright State, Ohio Northern Football, Ohio State Football, UNOH Women's Basketball, everything you need. For Tony Quach and Dwayne Scott, I'm Adam Solomon. We'll see you next week for another episode of Football Friday Night.